Dear learners, welcome to the session on packaging materials and forms used for food. This is a part of your MOOC on food fundamentals and chemistry. So till now you have learned about the processing and preservation of food. Another important activity in the food industry is the food packaging. I think you will agree that the packaging has become an integral part of our daily lives. Whenever we go for buying any product from the market or we buy online, all the products come in packages. So may it be the textile product, food product, or electronic gadgets or medicines, everything comes in packages. So you know the importance of the packaging. When you talk of food packaging, it is not a very new concept. It was there even thousands of years ago. Even Mother Nature provides us some of the food in such a good package. For example, if you see the fruit orange, it comes with a peel that protects the edible part of the orange. Then coconut, the content, the edible part of the coconut is covered with the shell of a coconut. If you see the egg, there is egg shell which covers the internal egg content. So these are provided by Mother Nature itself. Even the ancient people, thousands of years ago, they knew how to store, how to contain food using some of the natural products like the plant leaves, the tree bark, or the shells of some of the fruits. Then gradually people invented packaging materials like paper, glass, metal. Then we also invented plastics. There are so many different types of plastics are in use. And considerable advancements have taken place in area of food packaging recently. Now scientists have discovered the smart packaging, the intelligent packaging. They are also applying the concept of nanotechnology for the packaging development. So major change has been our ability to protect and preserve products with packaging. So packaging of food is a challenging industrial activity since safety of food is dependent upon it. So all the plastic materials may not be good for the food. They can also contaminate the food. They can cause the harm to the consumer and they are also posing threat to the environment. So there are so many things to discuss the food packaging area. So I have planned 3 different lectures to cover all the aspects of food packaging. In this session, you will learn to define packaging, reflect upon need and importance of packaging of foods, categorize different types of packaging, identify different forms of packaging, enlist properties of packaging materials, characterize different types of packaging materials used for foods, explain packaging requirements of different foods, and lastly, you will also learn how to choose an appropriate packaging material for food products. So let's see what is packaging. So many definitions are available for packaging. Packaging is a coordinated system of preparing goods for transport, distribution, storage, retailing and end use. And you know that we apply the knowledge of science and technology for packaging. At the same time, there is also application of art because the aesthetic part of product package design is involved. The package also acts as marketing tool. So packaging is the art, science and technology of enclosing or protecting products for distribution, storage, sale and use. In other words, you can also say that packaging is a means of ensuring safe delivery of the product in sound condition to the ultimate consumers at the optimum cost. So now we'll see what are the needs for packaging of foods, what are the main functions of packaging of foods. The first and foremost function of packaging is the containment. So you know, except for the very large chunk of a solid food, all other foods, especially the liquid foods, the flowables, or the small quantity of foods, all the foods need the container whenever we try to move that product from one place to another. So first function of food packaging is the containment. Second is the most important one, that is the protection. Packaging gives protection from so many things. For example, it protects the product from the physical damages. The food product can be exposed to different types of physical forces like the shock, vibration, compression during the handling, transport and storage of the product. So packaging can protect from the physical damage. Packaging can also give protection from the environmental influences like moisture, gas, odor, microbes, insects, dust, temperature, light, which actually if it not taken care of, they can cause the spoilage of the food. They can deteriorate the quality of the food. So packaging can prevent all these changes through proper packaging. Packaging can also protect the sensory and nutritional qualities of food. So these are the protection functions of the food packaging. Next important function is the convenience. So packaging, actually, when the consumers look for only not for the containment, not only for the protection, but also look for different convenience. Like people may like to have a product food package which is openable, which is microwavable, which is easy to open, easy to reuse, easy to reclose. People can also look for a product which is the sufficient quantity for a whole family, maybe 1 kg or 1 liter size package. People can also look for a product which is a very small size for a single use, for ready to eat product, for ready to cook product. So packaging can add convenience in distribution, handling, display, sale, opening, reclosing, use and reuse. Packaging can also communicate with the different stakeholders, with the consumers, with the distributors, retailers, everyone who are involved in the food processing chain, food value chain. So consumers can get the information about the brand, about the nutritional information, instruction for use and storage, use by date, etc. from the package label. And the distributors, retailers, they can check the product history through just checking the universal product code, barcode, QR code, etc. So all these can be provided for communication to the different stakeholders. And lastly, the important function of packaging is also a marketing tool. So there is a old saying that the package, what it protects, that it should sell, and what it sell, that should be protected. So as a marketing tool, packaging can be used through its attractive package design and branding. Now we'll see what are the types of packaging. There are 3 main types: primary packaging, secondary packaging and tertiary packaging. So primary packaging means it is the very first layer of packaging that comes in direct contact with the food. So it protects product's quality and safety. It also serves as the primary canvas for branding and consumer information. For example, when we use the bottle, jar, bag, pouch, can, box, etc. for packaging any kind of food. So that is the individual packaging. Then comes the second layer of packaging, or the secondary packaging. That is used to group the primary packaged products together for easier handling, added protection and enhanced branding. For example, we can put the several first primary packaged products, for example the bottles of fruit juice, in a corrugated cardboard. So corrugated cardboard is the secondary packaging. Next comes the tertiary packaging. That is the third layer of packaging. That is normally done for logistical needs of transporting and storing large quantities of goods, often combining the several secondary packages into one unit. For example, wooden pallets, stretch and shrink film, in which we can put some of the secondary packages for the transportation or the storage purpose. Now we'll see what are the different forms of packaging available in the market. There are so many different forms of packaging available for different types of food according to the nature of food products and also as per the demand of the consumers or the ease of the handling and distribution. So many different forms. Just few examples of these forms of packaging are like bottle, jar, pouch, box, metal can, bag, bag-in-box, crate, Tetra Pak, cup, tray with stretch wrap, then barrel, shrink packaging, modified atmosphere packaging, vacuum packaging, aseptic packaging, etc. Now I'll discuss about the properties of packaging material, because when we will discuss the different types of packaging materials, then you will come across through some of the terms which are used for describing the quality of the packaging material. So better you should get familiar with all these properties first. So I'll tell you about the optical properties. Optical properties of packaging material gives us the idea about how does it look, what is the clarity, color, transmittance, reflectance of light or gloss of the packaging material. Then another important property is the tensile property. Tensile properties means tensile strength and elongation. Tensile strength gave you the idea, that means how much stress it can withstand while we are stretching the packaging material or pulling the packaging material without breaking. So that gives the idea of tensile strength. And elongation means how much we can elongate the packaging material without breaking it. Then very important property of packaging materials are barrier properties, because we know that we have to protect the food from the external environmental factors like the moisture, the different gases. So we need to prevent the transmission of water vapor and oxygen or other gases through the packaging material. So there are two important barrier properties. One is known as water vapor transmission rate or WVTR. Another one is oxygen transmission rate or gas transmission rate, that is GTR. Then other properties are like bursting strength, impact strength, tear strength, stiffness, thickness or specific density, and the heat sealing properties. These are also very important while we are selecting the packaging material for different types of food product. Now I'll give you the classification of the packaging materials. Mainly we can categorize them into three categories: rigid, semi-rigid and flexible packaging. In the rigid category, you can have examples like the metal cans, the glass containers, the wooden boxes and crates, the corrugated fiber board, rigid plastic packages. In the semi-rigid group, which has the quality somewhat in between the rigid and the flexible packaging, the semi-rigid includes the paperboard, the thermoformed container, folding and lined cartons, the aseptic cartons. Flexible packaging, you can have examples like the aluminum foil, laminates, co-extruded film, paper, cellophane, plastics like polyethylene, polypropylene, polyamide, polyester, polystyrene, etc. Now we'll explain one by one. So let's start with the metal. Metal, mainly the steel, aluminum and tin containers are used for food packaging. So when we used aluminum as foil, that comes under the flexible packaging that I will discuss later on. Now I will tell you about the cans, metal cans, the steel cans, the aluminum cans or the tin containers. All these provide complete protection from light, gas and moisture. They are cheap, they are light in weight, easy to handle for filling or stacking. They store food for long time. They can be used for canned fruits, vegetables. You might have seen the canned fruits, the canned fish, canned meat, and also the milk powder in cans, the soft drinks or beer in cans, the oil in tin containers. All these are examples of rigid packaging material as a metal container. Then comes the glass container. That is the oldest material that is used for over more than 3000 years. And you know, glass is chemically inert. That is the safest packaging material that doesn't react with the food. That is chemically safe. Again, the glass is non-porous and transparent, so you can see the product from outside the package. It is odorless and it is hygienic. It is very easy to clean the glass with hot water and detergent. It is easy to open, it is easy to resealable, available in variety of shapes and sizes, and suitable for long-term storage. And again, it is eco-friendly, it is sustainable, it can be recycled or reused. Glass containers we can use for dairy, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, honey, pickle, etc. Another rigid plastic packaging examples are like HDPE, PET, polypropylene and polystyrene. These all are lightweight, strong and have good appeal. They are available in variety of colors, shape and sizes. HDPE, that is high density polyethylene, that container that can be used for the milk or oil. The PET, that is polyethylene terephthalate, that can be used for soft drink or water. Polypropylene, that has a high melting point, so that can be used for the hot filling of hot food like the soups. They can also withstand the frigid temperature, so they can be used for yogurt and ice cream storage. Polystyrene also provides the thermal retention, so they can be used for preparation of some of the trays and cups used for the hot foods. Then comes the corrugated fiberboard box. This is also a rigid packaging material, so that is made of kraft paper. This is eco-friendly, cost-effective, easy to handle. This is good for printing, but there is also limitation, like the strength properties are influenced by the environmental condition. This can absorb moisture from the environment, and the corrugated fiberboard box can be used as transport package for many food groups. For example, for fruits, vegetables and dairy products. If you see the aseptic carton, you will see that there are so many layers. You know what is aseptic processing or aseptic packaging? When you have that sterilized the product separately, sterilize the packaging material separately, and you pack the sterilized product in the sterilized container in a sterile condition. Then it is called as aseptic packaging. So for that purpose, we can use the aseptic carton, which have different layers of paperboard, polyethylene and aluminum foil. Normally paperboard is used as 80% almost for that packaging material. That gives the rigidity and stiffness to the package. Then polyethylene, which is used around 50%, that is for heat seal and the barrier to microbes. And aluminum foil, which is used as 5% of the total packaging material, that gives the barrier against the gas, moisture and light. These aseptic cartons ensure the food safety, retain the nutrients and sensory quality of food, offers long shelf life without preservatives or refrigeration. Then comes the thermoformed containers, which are made by means of thermoforming techniques in form of tubs or cups. These are very easy to printing, provide barrier against moisture, gas and light, good resistance to low temperature, suitable for refrigeration, suitable also for making the tailor-made design based on mold, and they are very easy to handle and hygienic at the same time. Next, flexible packaging material is paper. Paper can be of so many different types. It can be craft paper, glassine paper, parchment paper, greaseproof paper, tissue paper, etc. So all these are available in variety of shapes, textures and thickness. They provide good insulation and protection from light. They are easy to print and coating. They are excellent recycling property, so they are eco-friendly. They are very cost effective. Greaseproof papers can be used for the confectionery and butter. These papers are also suitable for preparation of laminates. For example, they are used in the laminates used for the Tetra Pak. They can be used for the product like the flour, sugar, bakery products, butter, fruits and vegetables. Next is the cellophane. You might have used cellophane for wrapping the flowers, wrapping gift. It can also be used for packaging the food. So it is made of cellulose. It has different degrees of moisture proofing. It is low cost. Some cellophane films are also heat soluble. So we can use cellophane as overwrap with the tray. We can also use the cellophane in the window patches in the cartons. By using that in the window, we can see the product inside the package from the outside. So that is the advantage of using cellophane. Now another example of flexible packaging material is the aluminum foil. It is advantageous because it resists against the light, moisture and gas transmission. It is very light in weight. It is able to withstand the moderate heat, so it can be used for packing hot food. It also provides colorful decorative printing base. So whenever we are using aluminum foil for the preparation of the laminates, which is used in Tetra Pak and other packets for laminates, it can provide the decorative printing base. But it has also disadvantage because it is very thin. It is flexible packaging material, so the mechanical strength is less. Aluminum foil we can use in various products. If you see the container for the butter or the yogurt, so you will see that the aluminum foil used in the product seals. It is also used as the chocolate block wrappers, and already mentioned that aluminum foil is used for the laminates preparation, which can be used for vacuum packaging, modified atmosphere packaging, retort packaging, etc. Then very important flexible packaging material is plastic. Last few years we have seen so many different plastics in use for so many different products, even for food. So there are different types of plastics. First I'll take the name of the polyethylene group. There are so many different types of polyethylene are available in the market depending on its density. It can be low density polyethylene, it can be medium density polyethylene or high density polyethylene. So linear density polyethylene is used for cling wrap or bag preparation for food. Density ranges from 0.91 to 0.925 grams per cc, and it's resistant to moisture but has a relatively high gas permeability. And it is translucent, it has good tensile strength and high elongation. Linear low density polyethylene LLDPE, that is better than LDPE in terms of its tensile strength and elongation. It has improved stiffness and excellent heat seal property. The medium density polyethylene density varies from 0.926 to 0.94 gram per cc. HDPE, that is high density polyethylene, is better than the LDPE in terms of its barrier property to moisture and gas. Its density varies from 0.941 to 0.965 gram per cc. It is opaque and it can be used for boiling the bag products, for cereal bags, and many other purposes. Now we'll see the quality of the other flexible elastic packaging materials like the polypropylene film, which has high tensile strength, chemical resistance, and temperature performance than the HDPE, and it has good barrier to moisture and gas compared to other polyethylene. It can be used for packaging chips, biscuits, noodles, etc. Then polyvinyl chloride or PVC, that is hard, brittle and transparent but has good barrier to gas, oil, that is also moderate barrier to moisture, that has good mechanical strength, that can retain the flavor, and that has excellent printability. Then comes the polyester film that has excellent gloss and appeal, that is good barrier to moisture and gas, high mechanical strength, resistance to tear and burst, excellent printability, and that is also light in weight. Then polyamide or nylon 6 film that has high mechanical strength, elongation capability, excellent resistance to perforation, bursting, high chemical resistance to oils and fats, outstanding impermeability to gas and moisture, and easy printability. Polyamide films we can use for vacuum packaging, especially for the foods which contains fat, because it provides very good barrier against the transmission of the gas or oxygen. Then comes the laminates. So what do you mean by laminates? Laminates are the packaging material which are prepared by combining two or more layers of single flexible packaging materials. So, and it also provides better barrier properties than the single layer flexible packaging. It has good strength and printability. Next is the co-extruded plastic film. It is even better than laminates. So what is co-extruded plastic films? When the raw material used for the preparation of the plastic films are mixed together and co-extruded as a single set of plastic film, then it is called as co-extruded plastic film. So that has higher barrier to moisture, gas, that has good impact strength, and there is no possibility of separation of individual layer unlike the laminates. It is at the same time cheaper as compared to the laminates and has good printability. So this is all about the flexible packaging material. So now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of some of the plastic packaging film. So what are the advantages? All the plastic packaging materials are shatterproof containers. There is no chance of rusting, good water resistance, easy coloring, low cost if we produce in mass. There is good productivity for complicated shape, and it provides the design freedom also. But some of the packaging materials, plastic packaging materials, especially the flexible films, they can have disadvantages like the less heat resistance, static electricity generation problem. There can also be lower dimensional stability and lower gas barrier. Now I'll tell you about the packaging requirements of different types of food products. So you know that ultimately for all the food products, we need to protect their nutrients, we need to protect their sensory qualities, we need to protect them from the environmental influences, from microbes, from insects, from rodents, from gas, oxygen or moisture. But some of the products have specific requirements also. So that we'll see here. For fruits and vegetables, we need to protect it from physical damage, microbial spoilage, transpiration, oxygen, ethylene production, browning, and sometimes the fruits and vegetable products also need carbon dioxide. You know, when the products, the fresh fruits or vegetables are packaged, even after packaging during storage, they also respire. They need oxygen in little amount and they also produce the carbon dioxide. So in that case, for packaging of fresh and minimally processed product, we need such kind of package which provides a little bit of oxygen. So we can use the plastic film and tray with overwraps or laminates. The frozen fresh fruits and vegetables can be packaged in plastic films, washed carton boards, and the canned products we can use metal can, glass jar, retort pouch. Dried products need to be protected from the moisture, so we can use the plastic films with good moisture barrier and the plastic with aluminum foil laminates. For bulk packaging of fruits and vegetables, we can use the CFB box, the paperboard carton, plastic crates, ware baskets, mesh sack, etc. For edible oil packaging, we need to consider the very good resistance of the packaging material against the gas transmission, because you know that edible oil can get oxidized if the oxygen is supplied during this storage in the package of the oil product. So we need to provide a packaging material which is good for which has good resistance to moisture, oxygen and light. Then resistance to seepage of oils, as it is a liquid, so we have to protect it from the seepage, and there should be good sealability and free from chemical migration, because if we use plastic, some of the plastic chemicals may be migrated from the packaging material to the product, to the oil. So we have to take care of that. For unit packages of edible oil, we can use glass, plastic bottles, cans, co-extruded films, plastic pouch, Tetra Pak, etc. For transport package, you can use CFP boxes. For bulk package, you can use metal container and HDPE cans. For packaging of bakery products, we need to protect the product from the mold growth, from moisture loss or gain, from rancidity, from staling, from loss of crispiness. For example, if we are packaging a bread, that needs to be protected from the moisture loss, otherwise bread will be dried. So we can use the LDPE and paid bag. For example, if we are packaging biscuits or cookie, that needs to be protected from moisture gain, otherwise it will lose its crispiness. So you can use BOPP, you can use PET or LDPE laminates, paper polyethylene laminates, PVC or PET or HIPS tray with plastic overwrap, paperboard carton or CFB box. For cake, pastry, pie, pizza, we can use plastic container, lined paperboard box or metal containers. Now we'll see the packaging of the dairy products. So we need to protect from dirt, microbes, light, heat, oxygen, moisture loss or gain. We also need to preserve the flavor, color, texture, all the sensory qualities of the dairy product. So for liquid milk, we can use glass or plastic bottles, plastic pouch, Tetra Pak. For butter, we need to use the parchment paper, grease-proof glacé paper, aluminum foil laminates, wax-coated cartons, etc. For milk powder, we need to protect it from the moisture. So we can use the metal cans or the metal or plastic laminates. Ice cream, we need a packaging material which can withstand the low temperature of storage. So we can use the coated cartons or vegetable parchment paper, HIPS cups, etc. For ghee, we can use HDPE and glass bottles or laminate pouch. For alcoholic, non-alcoholic beverages, we can, for example, for fruit juice, you can use glass bottle or tin-free steel or aluminum can, plastic container. For carbonated beverages, we can use glass or PET bottle, lacquered tin plates or aluminum can. For beer and wine, we can use wooden barrel or metal barrel or glass bottle, aluminum can, plastic bottle, etc. When it comes to the packaging of egg, then you know that eggs are very easily breakable. So we have to take extra care for handling, storage and transportation of the egg. For eggs, we can use the basket or box, wooden box or plastic coated ware box, and paperboard molded paper case or trays that can be made from aluminum or the plastics. And for the processed egg products like the liquid egg, we can use the plastic bottle. For egg powder, we can use the plastic or laminate bag. Now I'll tell you about the packaging of the meat and fish. Meat and fish are also highly perishable product. They need very good packaging and protection from the physical damage, from microbial spoilage, from moisture loss or gain, from oxygen, color, flavor changes. So for fresh meat and fish, we can use plastic film, cellophane, laminates, plastic tray with overwrap. For frozen product, the packaging material should withstand the low temperatures, so we can use plastic and laminates. For thermoprocessed product that can withstand the higher temperature, we can use some plastics or metal cans or retort pouch. For cured and dehydrated products, we need to protect it from the light or the oxygen or the moisture, so we can use some plastic films, laminates, etc. Now we'll see how we can select an appropriate packaging for food product. If you are already working in food industry or if you're planning to join a food industry, you need to design the package for your product. Then what are the factors that you need to consider for selection of the appropriate packaging for food? First and foremost, the most important part is the functional requirement. So you need to consider the products packaging requirements. Till now I explained all the products packaging requirements for different food groups. So you have to consider the specific sensitivities of the food groups to the moisture, to temperature, to gas, etc. Then we have to consider the durability and tolerance of the packaging material. The packaging should withstand transportation, handling and storage without compromising the product's integrity. So for example, protection against the physical damage, temperature variations. Then very important part is the ensuring the food safety. So Opt for materials that ensure the food safety throughout the shelf life. Barrier properties of the packaging material is also very important. Packaging should offer excellent barrier properties against moisture, oxygen, light, etc. And above all, we have to keep in mind that all the packaging material should be safe for using for food packaging. That should be non-toxic and not harmful for the consumers. Then you have to consider the consumer convenience. I have already explained that there should be ease of use. Packaging should be easy to open. When possible, easy to resealable, microwavable, easy to dispense product to enhance the consumer convenience. And it should also provide the required information on the package label. So you have to give the various information about the ingredients, nutritional information, allergy warning, storage instruction, etc. on the package label. Then you also have to consider the legal compliance, because in all the countries, in our country also, we have the rules and regulations related to packaging and labeling of the food products. So for designing your packaging, you have to consider the rules and regulations related to the food packaging and labeling. Next important factor is the design and the branding. So packaging should make it visually appealing and align with brand's identity to attract the customer's attention. And the last but not the least, very important factor for selecting an appropriate packaging for food is the environmental impact of that packaging material. It has to be sustainable. It has to be eco. So we have to try for using some packaging material which is eco-friendly, at least recyclable or biodegradable or compostable. That is the best way of choosing the packaging material. So it is now time for summarizing what we learned today. First, we discuss about the definition. So we know that packaging is the art, science and technology of enclosing or protecting products for distribution, storage, sale and use. And the various functions of packaging includes the containment, protection, convenience, communication and marketing. There are three different types of packaging: primary, secondary and tertiary. And there are various forms of packaging which includes the bottle, jar, can, bag, cup, crate, cartons, box, silo, tetra pack, barrel, basket, so many different forms are available. And the packaging materials can be rigid, semi-rigid or the flexible. And the properties of packaging materials which are very important to consider are like optical properties, tensile properties, barrier properties, thickness, stiffness, tear resistance, bursting strength, heat sealing property, etc. And for selecting your packaging material which is appropriate for your food group, you have to consider some of the factors like the product's nature, the barrier properties of materials, the consumer convenience, legal compliance, branding requirement, and environmental impact. So this is all about the packaging materials and forms used for food. So I hope that you could learn something about the packaging materials which are used for the packaging of food. And I hope that you will be able to answer the MCQs which will be shared with you at the end of this session. Thank you for watching this video and I wish you happy learning.